morning, Ted. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear Sister P.
Oh, Ted, I have to say that it is quite a privilege and an honor to have Dr. Ted Emanuel on the Spiritual Vibrations program. Many of you may not know, but Dr. Ted Emanuel is a world-renowned naturopath doctor. And Ted, the reason that I asked you, so first of all, welcome to the Spiritual Vibrations program and welcome to Stylzfm, that's Stylz FM, Port Antonio's radio station. Ted, everywhere I turn now, I hear people saying them have prostate problem. Are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes. And I'm saying to myself, first time we never used to hear about one and two elder people who would say that them have what them call stoppage of water. So is stoppage of water the same thing as prostate?
No, it's not.
Okay.
The testicles are totally different than the prostate gland itself.
Okay. So I was thinking, you see, you're never too old to learn, and I'm sure, and I hope that listeners are being educated just as I am. So what is prostate cancer? Well, let's just start. Well, what happens why one gets prostate cancer?
Well, first of all, you have to find out what is the prostate.
Well, what is the prostate?
The prostate is a gland that facilitates a few things, a few functions. One, the seminal duct runs right through it and merges with the urethra. That's the vessel that takes the urine into the toilet, through the penis into the toilet. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay.
So it facilitates that. It has to do with various other functions. All right? But let's not deal just with the gland. Let's deal with the cause of the problem. All right? And the reason why I am going there, I don't really know how much time I have with you.
Well, we have until the hour, which would be 11.
So
yes,
we can
up
chat.
to 11 o'clock, and we're 20 minutes to 11 now.
Okay, good.
But
so
nothing wrong with that, Ted. I can always have you on. No problem. This is not just the first time.
Let's talk.
Yes, okay.
Because this is a problem that, especially in Jamaica, there's been a lot of stories, misinformation about the prostate. Okay?
Yes.
And you asked me a question, what's causing this? But let's go back to what the prostate is. So it is this gland that facilitates urination and also releases semen. Okay. In time of sexual activity.
Okay.
Now, the prostate as a gland is a part of the excretory system, even though it's a part of the reproductive system.
Okay.
You get me?
Yes, I'm following you. So it's a part of the reproductive system.
Exactly.
And it's also a part of the excretory system.
Our men didn't have these things like prostate cancer and testicular problems other than maybe swollen testicles.
Yes.
Right? But you have to remember, as we are now in 2012, the type and quality and quantity of fatty acids that people are taking in today, plus excess carbohydrates, not just protein, right, or protein-derived things, but carbohydrates also convert to fat and is stored. Right?
Yes.
It is stored in the liver and also in other organs and glands, mainly the skin. Okay?
Yes.
Now, the problem is people are not taking this from a systematic perspective. They're looking at the symptom, so they're treating it symptomatically.
rather
It is
than prevention. Is that what you're saying?
I beg your pardon?
What you're saying is that they're treating the symptom rather than dealing with
The cause.
prevention. Yes, the cause.
Exactly.
Yes, uh-huh.
No. Firstly, we eat too much fatty things today, right?
For instance, you said too much fatty acids. Could you give me some of the things that we're eating that we're saying too much fatty acids?
Okay. Like beef, pork, chicken, fleshy things.
Yes.
Right? Direct fat, like when you fried things, we eat a lot of fried things in this country.
Yes.
In other countries also, throughout the Caribbean and Africa, we're plagued with prostate problems almost more than any other race on the planet.
I know, because I've seen reports where African Americans and people of color have the highest problems with prostate.
Right. So they are looking at it as our problem. Well, every man has a prostate. It doesn't matter if he's white or black or Indian or whatever.
Yes.
But in our culture, we eat so much fatty things and excess protein, nuts and seeds. Right here in Jamaica, they have a thing they call peanut porridge. So who the hell wants to eat peanut porridge?
I know that's very acid. Very acid.
It's all acid.
Yes.
You know, that thing will clog up the liver, right? And causing that will cause the respiratory system to malfunction. Are you with me?
I'm listening to you, Ted, ma'am. All ears. If I had 4 ears up, would it there?
We use a lot of sugar here. People even sweeten orange juice.
I know.
I know. Well, how much sugar do you think you need? So, well, the sugar is going to convert to fat. See, I'm going over these things because you're asking me these questions. What would be considered fatty acid?
Yes, Ted, because I know who my listenership is, and I want them to be able to understand fully, because this doesn't have to be the first conversation that we have. Because
I've done IRM and all those programs. The information doesn't change.
Yes,
behavior is changing, but the information is still truth. But let's finish off this point. When you use weak carbohydrates like white flour and white rice and yam and white potatoes, sweet potatoes in excess.
Yeah, when you say white potatoes, you mean Irish?
It is going to overburden the blood, right? Your respiratory system, your lungs, and your large intestines, which control your lungs, are not going to function well. When this happens, your whole metabolic condition is going to drop.
Which leads to other problems, yes.
So then here comes constipation, because without the large intestines in good condition, the lung is not going to be in good condition. Well, you need respiration to move waste material.
Yes.
So here comes constipation. Well, when you talk about the prostate sits between the large intestines, the bowel itself, and the bladder.
Yes.
Well, when you eat a lot of protein things and sugary things, you're going to drink a lot of liquid. It's going to go directly to the bowel, the sigmoid bowel area, and it's going to balloon it. When you drink the excess liquid and it goes to the bladder is going to become full, and they're going to sandwich the prostate.
Okay.
You get me?
So you have to break these things down,
right, with the prostate. Just allow me. With the prostate being sandwiched and your metabolic condition low, all the fatty acids are going to be stagnated and trapped in the tissues of the prostate. Once this happens, the prostate is going to expand. That type of tissue expansion is going to minimize urine flow through the urethra into the toilet. So here comes now the person's urination is infrequent.
Okay.
Am I making sense to you?
Absolute. You know, I tell you the truth. This is how I like to break things down because you know who your listeners are. I know that you have been on other programs, you've been on TV.
No,
yeah, but it's a different listenership.
No, after the after you start to minimize the urethra, the opening of the vessel, then a lot of times what the Orthodox do, they put a catheter in there. That they run what you call like a straw.
Yes.
Up into it so that the person can urinate. Not a good idea, but they do it by any means necessary. That is medical. But the natural way to reduce this is to minimize or do away altogether with the excess protein, right?
Yes.
And fat, and engage in some kind of walking exercise because that stimulates the colon motion, which activates the lung function. Once you start getting oxygen in, the body starts to remove the waste material. It starts to convert. It starts to burn it up.
Yes.
The bile in the liver will and the gallbladder. The gallbladder will convert the bile into usable hormones and start the whole regeneration all over again. Cancer cells don't do well in an alkaline environment, and I've always said that.
Yes, that is something I've always remembered, yes.
Through nutrition, you're now shifting your nutrition from an acidic one to an alkaline one. Now you ask, how does one manage to do this?
Yes.
Well, you start using things that are high in chlorophyll, right, which is what makes blood with the oxygen that the new function of the lungs starts to bring in more oxygen. You start to make blood. That blood is going to revitalize the gland. It's going to vitalize your entire endocrine system because that is very important. Once you start taking in fatty acids like that in excess, the endocrine system, all right, the spleen and the pancreas being on the mind, then your defense immunological system is going to go down. Be challenged. This is what cancer cells love.
When, in other words,
what will cause them to rapidly exercise, for a better word.
To simply break it down, Ted.
Babies, and it goes out of control as long as you keep overfeeding them. Cancer doesn't kill people. There's no one out there that can challenge me and say cancer kills people. Your condition is what kills you. And the reason why the Orthodox people are having such challenges with prostate or any cancer is because they're going directly after the cells. Not the cells you go after. You change the pH of the blood. You change the condition of these organs and glands, and your immune system will be elevated. Right? Hence, nothing will bother you. But people don't want to do that. They want to eat what they want. They want the same old lifestyle, and they still don't want to have cancer taking charge of their body. But they created this type of thing. This
Ted,
is done hydrogenically.
I wanted to break down something for listeners. You said that we should have more chlorophyll. And I just
want to... Yes,
you said that we should have more things with chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, yes.
Right.
Just the green leafy stuff.
The green, I just want to break it down because, this is Portland and we have all different types of listeners here. And when we say chlorophyll, we can't just assume. I think one of the problems that we have in Jamaica is that we assume that people know things. And so chlorophyll is those green leafy vegetables.
Even though we need all the colors of vegetables,
yes,
right? Minus the nightshades, like your eggplants and those types of things. Because eggplants contain high levels of oxalic acid. You don't want that.
What
Okay?
we call
But
garden
all
egg.
you want to mix all the colors. You
Yes.
need all the various nutrients in the blood, but at the same time, to make blood itself, you need oxygen and you need chlorophyll.
Yes.
Chlorophyll would be the green leafy things. You see, like how they have cabbage here, they strip the cabbage down, right down to the core of the cabbage itself.
I don't want it. Same
Right?
thing with the
And
lettuce.
you're getting the inside of the cabbage,
Yeah.
which has very little nutrients.
I know they do the
and
same
very
thing with the
little
lettuce.
chlorophyll.
Yes.
But there's a reason why they strip the cabbage down, because they spray them. So the cabbage, they are systematically, thank you, they're systematically sprayed, you know. So the outer part seemingly would have more of the chemicals that the farmers spray with. So they strip it down. You need the outer part of the cabbage. So this is why organic cabbage would be the best, where you
Yes.
have worms eating the green part of the cabbage. Cabbage is very good for kidneys that are not getting enough liquids.
Mm.
And again, the urinary eliminatory system is very important. So the kidneys and the bladder and the skin, these organs are very, very important, but they need oxygen.
Yes. Yes.
So oxygen is going to serve a bigger purpose here. One, cancer cells don't do well in a fully oxygenated environment. This is scientific knowledge. It's out there. You get me?
Following you very closely, Ted.
So why are Jamaican men having a higher or more difficulty with prostate problems? Because they're not eating with any common sense.
Yes.
They're eating as if they're going to die tomorrow, and they brag.
Yes.
If they eat pork, and that's what they want to eat, fine, that's up to them. I'm not telling them to go eat pork. But there's nothing wrong with them having a piece of flesh occasionally if they're going to do things to adjust the body after they've consumed these things. But they're not
Yes.
doing that. They
No.
eat up the pork and the beef and the patties. Man, they're poisoning off the country with all these inferior patties. Everybody making patties today. And some of them, it's 90% fat. And then they put butter and oils and different things in the patty. Jamaica cannot take this kind of neglect of responsibility with our men being as sick as they are.
Yes, our men definitely were
Out of
having a
greed
problem.
and ignorance
Yes.
of truth. We've got to change. We're no longer slaves here.
Boy, Ted, I tell you, that's what my program is
And
basically
for our,
about.
listen, WHO and PAHO, I said that last night on my show. PAHO and WHO, they have Antigua and Jamaica as the two sickest countries when it comes to non-communicable diseases in the Western Hemisphere. We are in the Caribbean. We have all the vegetations. Jamaica has better fruits and vegetables than almost any place in the world.
Could you repeat that for me, Ted?
And we
Because
should not be sick the way that we are. If you go to the markets where they're selling the foods, even in Antigua you see it, and St. Lucia, the people who are selling the foods, they are sicker than you can imagine.
I know.
You look at them, they're almost all diabetics.
which is
Why?
which is
Because
another program.
they are living in an acidosic levels, which is death. They're practically dead. And we've got to change the condition of our people so that this country stop begging countries to make it day by day. This is a special country. This is a unique country. This is most valuable piece of land on the planet earth. But we have to respect ourselves first. Then we respect the land that feeds us, our motherland. Our people have died
Yes.
coming here, being brought
Yes.
here, and we're here. Whether we're Chinese, Indians, we all have been through it. The Chinese have been through it, the Indians have been through it, and we, doubly, triply, have been through it. We've got to protect this nation, and we can't do it by arguing in Parliament with each other. We can't do it by going to the jerk pork places and things or having whatever. That's not how we're going to change it. We're going to change it by educating our mothers and our children so that our young men, listen, Sister P, you know me. I'm about to now go into the high schools, free of cost, as you know,
Yes.
and share at least once or twice a month, because I'm starting my international workshops now. I'm just putting my products together, right? You will hear it.
Yes.
To be announced. And we've got to educate our people. Our women must know that they are the artists. They're the ones, you're the ones who have us. You carry us for 9 months. And during that period, during the embryonic development, that's where the education comes in.
Absolutely.
You've got to educate your children in the womb by giving them
Ted.
what is balanced and appropriate for their further development.
Yes.
This country can't do well without our people in good health or better health. Everybody knows that we love to eat as a people, but excess is what is destroying. Quantity will always destroy quality.
And I will say something, Ted, because last week I I have to admit, I like to be very open, and I don't like to behave as if I'm a saint. Last week I went and had I overate that one day last week, and I'll tell you, okay. For somebody else, it wouldn't have been overeating, but for me, it was too much of something, and immediately my body told me, Immediately I knew I was off balance. I could feel it. So I know. So I say, something, I hadn't done that for a long time, and it will be a long time before I'll ever do that again, because you know when your body is off. But I just wanted to say, Ted, because for listeners out there, the WHO is the World Health Organization, and they have given Jamaica and Antigua a failing grade. What, we are the sickest people?
They're not giving them a failing grade. They are number one. Antigua is the sickest country per capita in the Caribbean. Jamaica is number two.
Wow.
I'm not the one who have done the research. World Health Organization and Pan American Health Organization. They say when it comes to non-communicable diseases, Barbados is number 3 and Trinidad is number 4.
Wow.
We've got to change this thing, this direction.
Oh,
okay?
Absolutely.
But let's go back to the prostate here.
Yes.
When you are treating or taking care of yourself, it's not just about the food, it's about understanding the food. Because what feeds your lungs will not feed its partner, the large intestines. Heart food is not small intestine food. Kidney food is not bladder food.
Okay.
The heart constrictor, which you don't hear the medical people talk about, the heart constrictor and the triple heater, which regulates your temperature, you don't hear them talk about that.
No.
They don't. They both get different types of nourishment. The liver is fed by a different type of nourishment than that small gallbladder, which is its partner. Are you with me?
I'm following, Ted.
So
all I can do is...
when a person goes to the doctor with a prostate problem and they say, well, it's swollen, what does that mean? let me give you something for it. And you get medication. Well, it's what they really give people, what they're trained to give
Yes,
people.
that's what they are,
Nobody
medical
is
doctors.
knocking that.
No.
But when a person comes to you, I'm with the Bureau of Standards, okay? At
Yeah.
least I was, as long as I can remember. And fairness, efficacy, those, and safety. Those are the three things that we go after. When a person comes to you with a problem and you say, hey, your prostate is swollen, then what? Because the medication is not going to change its direction. It's not going to change the PSA.
No.
Okay, your PSA is high, then what?
Yes.
Drugs not going to do it. You have to change your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And in changing the lifestyle, you have to start with oxygen. You have to exercise. Then you have to build immunity. You need rest.
Yes.
And you also need proper nourishment for your muscles and muscles of the vein, the vascular system, muscles of the organs and glands. You see? So muscle building is important here. You need protein for the brain. But at the same time, oxygen here is crucial.
Yes, because without breath, there's no life.
It transports nourishment to the cells. It removes waste so the cells can absorb, so the cells can convert. So it's not just about the medicine.
No.
And if they were doing what they're supposed to do and not shush off people who are trying to seek other alternatives and frightening off people, then our country, this country and the Caribbean wouldn't be in the doo-doo that it is in. We've got to change that.
Well, let me ask you this, Ted.
We have to be, let me just make this point.
Yeah.
We have to be Dr. Vendrices of the Caribbean. We have to be the Donovan Whites of the Caribbean. We have to be the Arthur Greens of the Caribbean. We have to be the Sonia Davidsons of the Caribbean. We have to share knowledge with our people. I don't think the medical people doing enough when it comes to true information, true education to help the situation, because people are always looking at the financial end of it. But there's enough sickness to go around in this country to suffice all the doctors in the Caribbean. And that's not bashing our country.
But I wonder, do they know, Ted? Do they know this information?
They know. I
know they're about giving you medicine.
They know. But at the same time here, they have an organization that they cater to. Right? I remember when I first came here in 1995, the problems they gave Dr. Fowler.
Yes.
And all that most knowledgeable woman was doing was trying to help educate and save lives here. Because it's out of hand.
Yes.
And any help, as long as the person is not doing anything that is injurious to the people's health, and they understand what they're doing, then this is why you see we were putting an organization in place to certify certain people in the natural way of doing things. They need to ought to do something like that if they're going to discourage people. Have a body, but if you don't have a body and you don't know, you can't make that type of judgment. We need help. Jamaica needs help.
Yes.
This
And I think this is why we're doing what we're doing right now.
If you pick up the Gleaner, and I mentioned that last night on my show, if you pick up the Gleaner on Sunday morning and look in the obituary column, you see they have 4 to 5 to 6 pages of dead people. Young people, young men and women, our people who should be in the work out there working or creating jobs so people can be hired and put this country back to work. We are very creative people. We're very resourceful people. But conditionally, we are the pits. We're not going anywhere with this ill health situation that we're in.
Wow. Ted, we could go on and on for what we're out of time. Can I feel free to call you on another occasion, Ted?
You can call me anytime, sister, and let's say to all your listeners,
yes,
our health is our greatest asset. Food is the main sustenance of life, and without it, sickness can never be definitively cured nor corrected. No one can cure nor heal a symptom. And those out there who say that they're healers, they are liars.
yes,
Because the human body heals and cures itself. God has already created that for His purpose. And all we have to do, be the best custodians that we can be, protect to preserve. I love you and I love this nation, and I will do the best I can to educate all people. Starting my new wellness, health and wellness 331 workshop retreat with Sister Rita Marley in Nassau pretty soon, and it will be announced. And we're doing this big time to turn the situation that we're in around. I need your help. I need everybody's help. Just stay tuned. Just
you know I'm there for you, Ted. No problem. Just let me know what you need from me, okay?
And you can let your listeners know that every Wednesday night I am on Hot 102 FM from 7 to 8.
Okay, I hope they heard that. Every Wednesday night on
every Wednesday night.
That's Hot 102 FM, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not competing.
And all we do there in the inner circle is to re-educate our people. We're not there to bad talk any medical doctors or any herbalists or anyone in the field of endeavor when it comes to health and wellness. We need all the help we can get, and understanding also, okay, of our people.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you ever so much. It certainly was a privilege, and as usual, I love you, Ted. Thank you.
I love you too, Sister P.
Okay.
Bye-bye, yeah.
Goodbye now.
You're tuned in to Spiritual Vibration.
Shining through with quality service at unbeatable prices. We are the leading providers for you and